Yo, hello everybody and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're having an amazing weekend. Currently it is Sunday and let's get right into the charts as Bitcoin is still pushing towards the downside. As you can see, currently we are still trading below our value area low right here of this range that we have lost again, reclaimed because of the news pump while Jerome Powell was speaking. So he hinted us at some potentially bullish rate cuts in the next month. The rate cuts has potentially spiked up for a potential rate cut is right now sitting at above 90%. The chance for a rate cut is sitting at above 90%. So basically this is bullish in the long term for the markets. So maybe Bitcoin still consolidates a bit in this range right here before September comes the rate cuts, and after that in Q4 when October starts, basically until Q1 we will have a absolutely massive bull run to the upside. If we enable our yearly pivots, you can see my target for this run still stands at around $150,000 for Bitcoin, as you can see. So potentially before the rate cuts come in, we can potentially see a pullback down to the low 100Ks, and then we finally start seeing that last run to the upside. But as I said, this will take potentially some time to play out, since this does not happen. It cannot happen like basically overnight or just in 1 week. Bitcoin cannot push like this. It is just not possible. ETH is right now pushing to a new all-time high. As you can see, while Bitcoin is consolidating, ETH is just very close, if we go on the weekly time frame, to our yearly pivot R3, as you can see, which is sitting at 5,230. So basically almost 6.7% to go, and ETH will be sitting above $5,000, which would be history being made. As right now you can see our weekly RSI is right now pushing above that 70 line right here. So if it starts pushing up and goes to 5k, we might start seeing some overbought signals like the last time we saw right here back in March in 2024, and then price will potentially cool off, but not before hitting that last yearly pivot resistance or this last weekly pivot R3, which is at 5,100 basically. Still almost the same. It's still looking pretty nice. Solana, as you can see, also pushing right now above our value area high right here. Finally we are trading above this very key level. We have flipped it as support, and my target for Solana is sitting at almost 250. Basically this will take us about 19% to the upside, and then potentially if we flip that level as support, we can potentially hit that last all-time high, basically 292 for Solana, or potentially make a newer all-time high. It depends on Bitcoin and the stock market. Also the CME future markets, they open in about 4 hours, so basically this is when we are going to get some volatility coming for Bitcoin, since as you can see Bitcoin is still right now on the lower time frame. Let me just turn off those yearly pivots. So basically you can see right now Bitcoin is still falling slowly to the downside, grinding. So potentially, in my opinion, as I have posted on my X, this can potentially be one of two things. This can potentially be a bear trap. So basically most of the people right now are shorting right here, and they will eventually get squeezed to the upside, hitting that value area high and the weekly pivot once again. After the CME future markets opens on Monday, we will get some volatility come into Bitcoin, as we are already seeing volatility in Ethereum on the lower time frame. Basically you can see it is currently trading above that R2. Basically we still have only $100 left until we see $5,000 for it, which would be history being made for the first time ever. So everything is looking pretty nice right now for the altcoins. As you can see, Bitcoin dominance continues to fall to the downside. Basically we are falling below that weekly S3. We have finally lost it, and right now lower targets still stand. If we enable the yearly pivots again, we are approaching that yearly P, which is sitting at 56.8 basically for the Bitcoin dominance. This is where it might find support, and then we can potentially say that the altcoins have topped out if the Bitcoin dominance starts reversing again and Bitcoin also starts pushing down. If we are bearish before the rate cut, so September can also be a bearish month for Bitcoin. Now, if we look at the liquidation heat map, you can see we do have again a lot of liquidity, as I keep saying, at the 190 to 120k level. Basically, this is a very key zone right now where price wants to go, in my opinion. In the near future, potentially next week, we are going to be seeing that price target being hit. But as of right now, we are still consolidating, and potentially we might sweep down again that 120 level before pushing higher, and we might also not pump very fast to the upside, as I have said, because Bitcoin might still consolidate right here, and the dominance would continue to push to the downside, and so we might see some more action for the altcoins before we see Bitcoin having its move again. Hype is also almost at the weekly pivot. XRP is above $3, so we do have $3.14 sitting at the weekly pivot. So we want to see a reclaim of this level in order for XRP to continue pushing higher, basically back to the all-time high. Let me see. The stock market has closed pretty nice. Basically, we do have a bullish candle closure on the stock market. The weekly also looking nice. This weekly candle body with that wick right here is a hammer candle to the bullish hammer candle, because this suggests that buyers have stepped in at these lows right here, and they have managed to push and close the price above the previous candle body, as you can see, which is bullish in my opinion for the stock markets. And as I keep saying, if the stock market continues pushing higher, so will Bitcoin. Also, we did get 5 days in a row, or actually 6 days in a row of ETF outflows basically for Bitcoin. So it is very, very possible that we might see some inflows coming in next week. If they start buying up again, we might see some volatility coming to the Bitcoin. And fear and greed index still sitting in that neutral. Basically, the whole summer, as you know, is we are most of the time sitting in that neutral zone, since the summer is always more of a consolidation period. Also, the fear and the exchange trade longs versus shorts ratio, we do have more sellers right now in the market, and as I said, they might get squeezed very, very hard on Monday, since this move to the downside right now after this perfect bounce basically looks very, very bullish to me. After a perfect swap of this low, this bounce right here is looking like a completely bear trap, and in my opinion, when markets open on Monday, we are going to see a very explosive move to the upside. But as of right now, Bitcoin is still grinding higher and grinding lower, while it is stealing the spotlight. So we might see Ethereum first hit 5,000 before Bitcoin starts pumping. And so yes guys, that would be it for this quick weekend update video. I hope you liked it. Subscribe for the channel, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.